There we go.
Ooh. Countdown. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. This is the Blaze the Lion podcast. I am your host, Blaze the Lion, Blaze Doctari, all of that and more. We are back after a long hiatus. We took the summer off to get our minds right, to get our finances right, to get a whole bunch of things right. And so you could miss us, right? Right? Of course, of course. So we are back in the fall with season 4. And for this month of September, our theme is holistic healers. So you may be asking yourself, that's an interesting theme. What does that even mean? Well, I'm glad that you've tuned in because we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into what holistic is, what a healer is, what a holistic healer is, and who our special guest is tonight. Indeed, indeed. This is episode 76. All right. Our first episode back into this new theme, into this new season. So we are ready. Hopefully, you are ready. Those watching, all right, we are live right now on YouTube. You dig? So we're on the Blaze the Line podcast channel on YouTube. All right. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a damn friend about the Blaze the Line podcast. Indeed, indeed. I'm also rocking the apparel, the Blaze the Line podcast tees. All right. You got to brand yourself. All right. You got to market yourself. You got to represent. Right? He is too. There we go. Our guest is ready. I love it. I love it. Plants over pills. We're in here. So I am excited to introduce this guest because this is someone that I spoke to several times for months, right? Has it been a year? It feels like it's been quite some time already, man. But I just told him that we needed the right theme, right? The right theme, and good things definitely happen to those who wait, man. It's it's better. It's more unified. It's more direct. It's more genuine, right? If it's a theme that resonates best with you, that you can share with the people, so you can let your light shine. Indeed, indeed. I'm talking and I'm here rambling because it's been so long since I've been on this podcast. I missed it. Haven't been on here since I think since May. So excuse me if I'm a little bit of a kid in a candy store right now, but I'm just excited to be back on this podcast vibe, man. So for tonight's guest is someone who is passionate. Tonight's guest is someone who has direction. He has focus. He has a purpose. He has a commitment. His life has changed. And as a result of that, well, he's eagerly excited to share with you all just how his life has changed and how your life could possibly change as well. For holistic, well, is somewhat of an alternative approach, right? To maybe medicine, to maybe thinking, to overall living and your lifestyle. So without any further ado, tonight's guest for episode 76 is none other than Ron from Just Some Herbs. Welcome to the pod, my brother.
Thanks for having me, Blaze, man. I appreciate the opportunity. This is definitely a long time in the making, but better late than never, right? So we're here now, season 4. Let's get it started.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So before we get into your history and your story, explain to the people a little bit about just some herbs. What is that about?
So just some herbs is a wellness a wellness commitment that I started for myself, and then I was able to turn it in from a lifestyle into just me redefining and extending my purpose. So I decided to make it more of a wellness approach because we all want to find our place in the community, right? Whatever community we belong to. Um, I said, you know what? I'm already teaching. I'm in the classroom every day, Monday through Friday, right? And what I wanted to do was just give people another way of hope and wellness. Look at it from my approach because so many people was complimenting me on how I've changed and what I've done when I committed my lifestyle to just removing things as far as diet is concerned. Every time you make those adjustments, people say, "Oh, it's a diet," but for me, it was a lifestyle. So, Just Some Herbs is a wellness brand, and we focus on intracellular cleansing and nutrition to improve the quality of life while also cleaning out the body on the cellular level, which returns the cells to optimal functioning and allows you to bring the body into an electric state where disease is no longer a thing in the body, and the body is just able to resonate. You're able to get up, you look good, you feel good, and then it's just positive activity from there.
So right there, you just said a whole lot, and you said it so calm, right? But what you just said is to many mind blowing, right? Like, how can you correct disease? How can you truly cleanse? When people hear about cleansing, well, many times they think of maybe a pill. They think of some 3-day tea that they sell in the store, right?
Mhm.
So dig a little deep, like explain in layman's terms, um, how your brand, how your company is actually cleansing this body and that correlation with disease, or as we know it, disease.
Okay, so with Just Some Herbs, we specify in intracellular cleansing. Once again, that's cleaning the body on the cellular level. Or as you know, the cell itself is circular, right? So when the body has the presence of acid and or other toxins, that chips away at the cells and takes away its ability to function on the optimal level, where you have acidic erosion, whether it be ulcers and cardiac problems, you have colitis, you have pneumonia, you have bronchitis, you have different cancers, you have prostate issues and things of that nature. Anything from a headache, runny nose. So my purpose is to put together these tinctures, tonics, or herbal compounds for that matter, and allow you to take those stuff out of the body because the body needs two things on a daily basis, right? That's oxygen and electricity. The body itself is already electric, but by way of entry with the forbidden foods such as acids, toxins, hybrids, so on and so forth, we allow ourselves to suffer because our cells become compromised. So when you cleanse your cells on an intracellular level, it returns the cells to its original functioning, and then you're able to get a lot of oxygen and electricity. So, like I said before, the body can function.
Mm. So what produces acid? What makes our body acidic?
Things that produce acid are the things like the sodas, the complex sugars, so so it's five things that humans consume on a regular basis that cause acid within the body.
Okay.
So you
Get
got
ready, get ready. Write this down.
right.
5 things
So you
that
have the
humans
dairy,
consume.
which is the lactic acid. You have the meat, which is the uric acid. You have bread, which is carbonic acid. You got the sugar, which is glyceric acid, and then you have the hybrid fruits, which are citric acid. So when those things enter the body, it takes the body out of that electric state and makes it acid, and not only acid and starch. So acid and starch, those are two of the body's greatest disruptors that disrupt the body's function and put it in a state of dis-ease or discomfort. And it won't be long before that disease turns into something that's, whether it be terminal, chronic, or just nagging. So whether it be like when you have inflammation in your bronchial tubes, that's bronchitis. You have inflammation in your lungs, it's pneumonia. If you have inflammation in your prostate cancer, women have it in their ovaries, that's ovarian cancer, cysts or fibroids, and so on and so forth. If you have it in your heart, it's going to contribute to cholesterol problems or uh, something with the valves where it makes the heart chamber either too big or too small and stops the blood flowing. If you get it in the blood, it's going to be sickle cell anemia or something to that effect. Getting in the colon, it's colitis, it's Crohn's disease, something crazy. If you get it in the endocrine system or the pancreas, that's diabetes. So we can go on and so forth, but there's really only one disease, right? And that's inflammation within the body. So the buildup of inflammation is going to cause illness of some type or cancer of some type. So we want to take the body and we want to flush it out to return it to that electrical state where you're able to take in natural oxygen in abundance and take the body away from discomfort and bring it to a state of bliss and positivity.
So I feel attacked, right? Because out of the list of those 5 acids, and I'm vegan, right? I've been vegan 5 years now, and it's life-changing. Totally changed my life. I have no wants or no desire for red meat or poultry or seafood or any of that. I also stopped drinking, no alcohol. So again, life-changing. Yes, life-changing. The end of this year will make 3 years, no alcohol. So definitely life-changing. However, and I don't do dairy, any of that. However, sugars and carbs, when it comes to vegan chocolate cake and vegan pizza and all those things, how do I say no? So that's my issue. Right. All the other stuff, whatever, no problem. But the sugar and the carbs is,
it's a struggle for a lot of us, you know.
Yeah. But I know there are healthier options, right? So
Without a doubt. But we could get into all of that at some point during this nice sit down. That is definitely long time in the making. Is extremely informative. So you guys will learn a lot tonight, and it's my pleasure for being here once again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. So just some herbs. Is there one type of cleanse you use? Is there one product? Is it an array of different products? Are there different levels? Because what if somebody does a cleanse and it's too harsh? So kind of share a little bit about your company.
So just some herbs. We cleanse the body, like I said, once again on an intracellular level, right? So when you cleanse, you're cleansing several physiological structures in the body, and it's all of it starts with the colon, right? So I've definitely brought some of my formulas with me. I have over 20 different formulas ranging from hair and skin oils to things that clean out the colon. I got tooth powder. I got a lot, but I just brought a few of them with me tonight, and I'm sure at some point I'll give you guys a comprehensive breakdown of what each one does. And with that said, we cleanse the body on the different structures. So we start with the colon, right? Because every illness or discomfort starts in the colon. So you got to cleanse the colon. And the colon is made up of the large and small intestines, right? When you do that, you're nourishing the colon walls, you're removing the toxins out. And when you do that, you allow that for those different stuff to pass, because when you put those acids in the body, they're not in affinity with the body, right? So that means that it doesn't match. So when it's not in affinity, you can't digest it, you can't break it down all the way. So it will hide in the colon, and when it hides in the colon, it could rot. It could rot, and when that's rotting, it'll rot the gut. So we have to break that down. We have to cleanse out the colon and allow for those things to pass, right? So then once we cleanse the colon, we got to cleanse the blood. So when you cleanse the blood, that allows for you to get more energy, because iron is able to do that. Iron is nature's greatest cleanser because it's magnetic and it allows oxygen to flow throughout the body. That's what allows a person who has a sickle cell to take the cell from the shape of a sickle and return it back to the form of a circle, in which that's its original form. So after cleansing the colon and the blood, you could cleanse the different parts of the body, whether it be the heart, whether it be the pancreas. For men, you have the prostate gland. For women, you have the uterus and the vaginal region, right, which is make up the reproductive organs. You have the liver, you have the kidneys. You have to give them the 102 minerals they need. And once you do that, the body will begin to search for and get oxygen on various levels, most importantly through food, seeded fruits and things of that nature, and regular spring water.
Mm. So now I'm curious, and I'm sure the audience may be curious as well. All this knowledge right here that you have, were you always this knowledgeable, always this conscious? Did this come as a result of something big in your life or something crazy? Like, share with us a little bit about you and your story.
It's my pleasure to share with you guys my story. So I've always been someone that seek knowledge, and when you seek knowledge, you empower yourself and you put yourself in a position to empower others. And I won't tell you guys like a journey, because I've always had it in me to want to do different things as far as seeking knowledge. But I guess like everybody else in terms of food, I was the person that made a lot of crazy decisions as far as choices of behavior. I had to have my steak, I had to have my chicken, I had to have my Entenmann's, my grape nut ice cream, my
Hey,
fudge brownies, my Snicker bars, and things of that nature. I was very impulsive as to where if I woke up one day and I felt like having a Philly cheesesteak and cage fries, I'm gonna go to Philly. I'm gonna go get Geno's. I'm gonna go check out the Liberty Bell, sit in front of the Liberty Bell and eat a cheesecake. You know what I'm saying?
but you're from
If I went
Philly?
down, no, I'm not from Philly. I'm from New York, but that's
Uh,
how it is. They just touch, because in New York you can't have a Philly cheesesteak. That's not a
right,
Philly cheesesteak. That's just a steak with cheese. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
we want to go to Philly to get the works. If we go into Jamaica, we want to go to we want to go to the patty shop. We want to go to Tasty Patty and have some crust. If we in New York, we're gonna get the beef patty with the cocoa bread, the pepperoni and cheese, and things like that nature. We just want to eat. Being from New York, this is the eat out capital of the world. It's how people connect. It's how we bond. It's how we build together, right? So I'm the victim of that. Not to mention, I'm Caribbean, so oxtail, the curry goat, the steamed fish, the Escovitch fish, the fried dumplings, so on and so forth. That's
Yes.
a regular delicatessens for me, man. And just having a lot of that, it not agreeing with my body, my skin, producing like the oil packets on the face, drying me out, making me very, very tired. Or we call it the itis, right? So that's setting in. And I'm a teacher, so I need to have my energy. I need to be able to not only facilitate the lesson and maintain structure within the classroom, but when you're a teacher, you play the uncle, you play the mediator, you are the father figure, you're whom they look to for direction. And so the food was just throwing off my ability to get through the day. So I had to make that change, because I couldn't wait to get out of school and just have, a slice of pizza. Things that we felt like our jobs afforded us, right? And we drink. I'm working out every day. I'm drinking Gatorades, and I'm eating 2 minute griddles so I could build muscle mass. I'm drinking Ensures and things like that. And I would feel like I was empowering myself, but my body would be set up for a dangerous crash and I wake up and then I use the bathroom and pass out a crazy stool and get crazy cramps. So I knew that something had to change.
Yeah.
My brother, he inspired me to say, he said to me, we should start cleansing. We would do things like we would cleanse for 3 days, 5 days, and not really eat nothing, just drink water. And in that time, you pass out all the stuff. You see all the food coming out of you and things like that, right? And then that's like in that process, the body is going through withdrawal. So not only am I cleansing, but I can't wait to go back to the nonsense food. I can't wait to go back and get a egg and cheese, with ketchup and mayonnaise. I can't wait to go get some oxtail with some extra gravy and some lima beans and brown rice. I can't wait to just get a pepperoni pie and split that, two pies and just have one to look at while I'm eating the next one, just contemplating, and that stuff just was slowing me down. So I challenged myself and I said, you know what? One of these days I'm gonna just do a 14-day cleanse. And that time came sooner or later. I ate some Jamaican food from the local cuisine, and it gave me real bad heartburn and stomach cramps, and it put me to sleep. I didn't like the way I woke up. I felt like I woke up and I slept very violently. I woke up, I didn't know where the phone was, I didn't know where my sneakers was, and I woke up to 30 some odd missed calls. And I didn't like that. It just felt like I was Rip Van Winkle. So I had to get myself right. And then the cleanse started right there. I went 30 days, just fruit and water. And in that 30 days, I learned a lot about myself. The 30 days of discipline, that's what we call it. So I was somebody that I always kept and maintained a great physique. Like I had the arms, I had the 6 or 8 pack, whatever you want to call it. I was, doing very well for myself. So of course, I was worried about how I would maintain that without getting too mager, as us Jamaicans call it, or too frail. But
Right.
I had faith in the process, and I went through it. What was key about that is when you work in a school, you smelling the food from the lunchroom, you smelling the food from what the colleagues are ordering and what the kids are eating. So
Yeah.
I went through that process, that 30-day period, and that time the acne kind of faded away, the beard grew in, the skin got clearer, and my
Mm.
thoughts got clearer, most importantly. So I became more physically and spiritually aware, and that's what I needed. So that 30 days, I challenged myself because I said, you know what, I'm gonna try to do the vegan thing. I tried the vegan thing, but I didn't like it too much, not because the food tasted bad, it's because what they substituted with. So remember I told you about my affinity for the Philly cheesesteaks. So I went to a diner and I was eating a vegan Philly cheesesteak, but I found out that I was eating seitan, right? And seitan and soy, they're very, very dangerous on the body. They're alternatives to meat, but they're not the safest alternatives. So after I did that, I felt very violated. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna get on something else. So I found out mushrooms, the different things that I could do with the portobellos, the king oysters, and things of that nature. And it
Mm.
just my love affair started from there.
Wow. Talk to us a little bit because I've fasted, and as a personal trainer, I have clients of mine that join me in fast, and sometimes we'll do a water fast for 48 hours. Sometimes we'll do a fruit fast for 4 days, 5 days, and things like that. How were you able to commit to a 30-day fast? That just
Um,
seems, whew.
So that 30 days, man, it was the first 3 days were the most hectic because as I mentioned before, the body's going through a state of withdrawal where you're letting out the lactic acid, the glycerinic acid, you're coming down off the meat, you're coming down off the citric acid in the blood and stuff like that, right? The hardest thing being the glycerinic acid because you have soy lactin and different sugars and everything. So it's just like the brain is like, what are you doing to me? Give me sugar now. And it was like, nah. But what kept the commitment going was me knowing that I needed to have a story to tell and I needed to inspire people along the way because like yourself, I train people as well. So I needed to go through that because if I can't go through that, how y'all gonna listen to me? You can't draw inspiration from me. I can't give you direction. I can't give you the guidance that's necessary because a lot of us are dealing with real health issues, right? And we know that they talk about 21 days allows you to erase a bad habit, so on and so forth. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna go as long as I needed to. But 30 was enough, man. And what kept me going was, like I said, I knew that I would be able to save somebody else's life, and I knew I would want to go deeper on my travels of healing. And that's what I really did before, because I was like, I found myself kind of like down in the dumps at certain times. My mood swings were off, and food does all of that to you. So you gotta revert your body back to nature. Trust nature, and you'll be all right. That's why I have this shirt on that says "Plants Over Pills," because that's always been my way of thought since then.
Wow. I love that, man. That is very inspirational. That takes courage because many people are faced with problems, right? They're faced with stress, they're faced with chronic diseases, right? They go to the doctor and the doctor tells them, listen, you have this or you have that. And the only way you're going to live is you go to your radiation, you go to chemotherapy, or you take this pill. And you take this pill every day for the rest of your life, right? That's what they hear many of the times. I work in healthcare, I see it. So it takes guts, right? You have to be a rebel of some sort to say, you know what? I'm going to starve my body. You know what? I'm going to do something drastic, something dynamic. I'm going to heal. I'm going to reverse disease. Like, so just for that alone, brother, like, I commend you. We commend you right here. Like, we salute you because everybody, unfortunately, everybody's not tapped in to the real power that they possess inside. And they say, man, I can never do that. Man, I can never stop eating meat. Man, I can never fast for. I see it all the time. And I'm sure you see it. People training and they say, man, I can't run a mile. I've never run a mile. I'll never be able to do that. Or I can't lift that weight. That's crazy, man. I can never. And we flood our minds with I can't or I'll never or that's impossible. And we don't realize just how much discipline we truly have inside, man. So that is so hearing you speak about what you've been through and how you were able to change and to level up, that's inspiring for many, including myself. So again, we salute you for that.
Much respect, man. I appreciate that.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right. So now I'm curious about these products. Now you said skin and hair and
Oh
all
yeah.
all type of things. So just right now, and I know you said you mentioned you have many products, right? Like over 20
Mhm.
products or whatever.
Yep.
Top three products right now. Your best sellers, your most important.
Um. So I definitely have a top three right now. Whenever you're ready for me to introduce them on screen, my pleasure.
Go for
So
it.
of course, this is one of them ones right here. This is iron done right, right? You can see that? That's iron done right. This right here is very, very important because it features natural plant iron. So all of us, right, especially us people of color, we are all deprived of iron, right? When you don't have iron, the body can't function. The body is definitely out of whack. Our equilibrium is definitely interrupted. So when you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you that you're anemic, and they're going to give you iron phosphate, which is melted down iron substances. So whether it be like a cast iron scaffold, so on and so forth, they're going to give you that in a pill form. The problem is, first and foremost, it's a pill, right? The body's not designed to ingest pills and break it down to give you any sort of nutritional or health benefit whatsoever. So we have to give you iron fluorine, which is natural vegetable iron that comes from plants. So that right there, that's made up of several different pieces of iron, whether it be the burdock root, the yellow dock root, the sarsaparilla, you have the hambre grande in there, and that's just to name a few of them, right? So Also, we got blue vervain in there, which was one of my personal favorites. But when you put those stuff together, it's unbeatable because, like I mentioned before, iron is magnetic, and it being magnetic, it's going to allow you to get the other 101 minerals that the body needs and bring it throughout the body and allow you to be on the up and up on a daily basis. So this right here has allowed me to not only be able to just improve the quality of life for people who've had like different cancers, sickle cell, and things of that nature, but just give people what they really, really need. Because, like I said, many of us, or perhaps all of us, have never had iron before. We suffer. So that gives you to get your life right and get the body in compliance. And other than that, we have the sea bladder. This is a mixture of sea moss and bladderwrack, and together that gives the body the 102 minerals that we need for daily production. I know during the last 2 years, everybody's been a fan of sea moss. Sea
Yeah.
moss is good because it gives the body calcium, keeps the bones strong and healthy. But sea moss doesn't have any iron. So without iron, the bones can still become under attack. So when you mix it with the bladderwrack and some burdock root, then you give it that iron that you need. You come firm and strong. You're able to perform strenuous activities on a daily basis without being at a compromise. So that's why that one is important. It's another one of my favorites. It's important too because it cleans out the thyroid. So thyroid gland, when that's clean, that's responsible for that good healthy weight. Keeps the body in tune, and also it gets rid of that excess water in the body and the little stubborn. People have that flimsy the gut, kangaroo pouch or the wiggly arms takes care of that stuff like that. So that's important too. And probably everyone's favorite is this right here. This is Let It Out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's
Okay.
let it out. So what this does right here, it cleans out the large and small intestines, which make up the colon. And as I said, when you clean out the colon, you're nourishing the colon, but you're also removing the harmful toxins from the colon. Because when you keep those inside the body, not only does it blow you up and leave for that pudgy gut, right? And makes it intolerable sometimes to use the bathroom. It leaves a crazy smell. But what that does too, when you don't clean out the colon, that could affect two things. That could affect your mental state, and it also affects the ability to see very, very clearly. It'll cause blindness because you're breaking down the optic nerve when you don't clean out the colon. So that's why that's important.
Mm. So, question with these products, how are you to take them? Are you drinking? So, how much are you taking in a day? Are you taking a shot? Are you taking a full bottle? Are you supposed to fast or eat food with it?
I'm glad you asked those questions because they're all definitely equally important. For first and foremost, we're gonna focus on the administration of how you administer these herbs. Right, you're gonna take them in shots. You're taking a shot in the morning, and you're taking a shot right before bed. Right, and the idea behind that is when you're sleeping, the body is not only repairing itself from the previous day of strenuous activity by cleaning it out, but it's also preparing itself for the next day. So when we are that repair and prepare, we feel good because it's like a lot of times when we eat these big meals with the starch and all of that, the oils, what happens is we'll go to bed, right? We'll sleep a full 6 to 8 hours. But you ever notice how people that sleep those 6 to 8 hours, they will always wake up, their alarm could wake them up right on time, but they still feel like they underslept, they feel
Still tired.
cranky,
Yeah.
they don't want to talk to you before they've had their first swig of caffeine or a cigarette. They're unbalanced, and so you gotta put these herbs in your body and let them be your food. This is your food. This is your medicine. This is your everything. You for the best results. You can fast while you're doing it, and I'll get into that in a second. But you could eat, but while you're taking these herbs, you're eating electric foods. That means you're not doing no hybrids, no starch, no dairy. You're not doing no soy, none of that. You're removing all of that stuff out of the body because if you're doing that, then you're just shocking the body. Because if you say, okay, cool. I'm gonna eat some chicken because I'm gonna let it out and just empty it out my body. You can't do that because the body's gonna want to hold on to these things because it never knows when it's gonna get it again. So you're shocking your body, and that's gonna produce a crazy stool after. You're gonna give yourself the runs. The best thing you do is slow down the digestive system and stop eating. Just introduce the body to fresh fruit and water. We can cure anything, Blaze, believe it or not. We just the fruits, the real nature, all fruits, seeded and water, and with a lot of water content, and just these herbs. That's what we need. We can cure any disease. It doesn't matter what stage we're in. It doesn't matter what age you are. But if you follow that regimen, you'll be good. And
I want
you
to
need to go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
so I
sorry.
want to get into the hybrid fruits because many people don't realize how big that is, or they may not even know what that even means. So what I was told or what I was taught is if the fruit, if it doesn't have a seed, then it's not a real fruit.
That can be the case many times, but hybrids do have seeds, right? So what a hybrid is when you're taking two different fruits and you're forcing them together, right? They have so why they're different is because they have two different mineral contents. So you're forcing them together, but you need a starch base for it to come together. Remember what I told you? A starch is one of the body's greatest disruptors that blocks the body from being able to get oxygen. And when it doesn't get oxygen, it wraps itself around the bones. It lets the bones and the cartilage decay. So you don't want to do that. The hybrids are things like pineapples, pomegranates. You have the different fruits that they introduce year to year, whether it be the passion fruit and it be the like you see sometimes they have those big avocados from the Dominican Republic that look heavily waxed on the outside. You got things like corn, you have the eggplant, so on and so forth. You have the carrot, you have the broccoli, you have did I say garlic?
Yeah.
Radish, cauliflower, things of that nature. The hearts of palm, all of those things are hybrids. Those were made in the lab and planted. You could blame Gregor Mendel for that. He's been doing that since the 15th, 16th century.
Hmm.
And that was for the purpose of survival because a lot of times when you want to rid a whole race or region of people, you starve their food supply. They did that with the potato. The last potato was found hundreds of years ago off the coast of Brazil in the Titicaca. So now that's why when you see the potatoes, if you get a bag of potatoes and you just leave it, you see them start to sprout on their own. And
Yeah.
that's the starch, and that's a hybrid. So that shuts down that clogs up the gut region and leads to poor gut health.
Mm. So what fruits should we be having? Like what fruits are electric?
The watermelon, of course, if it's seeded, you have the seeded grapes, you have the plums, the pears, the apples. Those things are really, really important. The papaya is one of my favorites. That's considered a superfood. You got the avocado, you have the romaine hearts, you have your chickpeas, you have yeah, you have so much. You have your squash, whether it be butternut squash or spaghetti squash, pretty good. It doesn't really matter. Um, you do that, you get your spring water, and you're pretty good. You got your key limes. I love a key lime. I love a
Mm.
tamarind. Tamarind is definitely grown on me over more recent because that is like that's my version of the sour power. Anybody that knows me, that was like my favorite candy growing up. So it replaces that sweet and sour taste that I crave from time to time. But the tamarind is very very good. You also have you also have Yeah, I said the key lime. You have
Yeah.
the sour orange, the severe orange, which is found in Central America. That's the one that looks a little bit beat up, but that has so much different health properties associated with it. But those are just a few to name. We could go on. It's a whole list of these things.
So no bananas.
The burro banana, the burro banana. So that's the one that
So
you
the
buy.
small ones.
Yeah, the small ones that are you cut off the ends of those. You can cut them diagonally, add them to some grapeseed or avocado oil, fry them as French fries with a little sea salt and cayenne pepper. Your onion powder, you got yourself like a nice little Cajun feel. Or you could just cut them and put them in a smoothie, blend that up, put some mangoes. Mangoes, oh, that's my favorite. Whether it's dry mangoes or cucumbers, things like that, and you get yourself a nice little green smoothie situation, and that'll be your breakfast and lunch.
Mm, making me hungry here. You're also making you're prompting me, not prompting me, but I feel prompted to maybe get back into fasting too.
I
Hmm.
do it with you. I join it with you. We could do. I challenge you to a 14-day fast, just fruit and water, one meal a day. Whatever way you want to do it, we can modify however you want to do it. Let's get some people up to this, man. Let's end the summer with let's end the summer with a purpose, man, and just go out there way and just
14
you know,
days.
14 days.
I think the longest I've done a water fast for I did a water fast for I think 3 days or 4 days. I've done that. And I've done a fruit fast for 10 days. 14 is a challenge, but
We're
you
gonna
know
talk.
what?
We're gonna
Yeah.
get you there. We're gonna get you there. I'll provide you a food list. I'll provide you some meal plan ideas, and we're gonna make it happen. But I'm quite sure you can do it.
Okay. Okay. Star Child Social. Are you down too? Yes, I'm putting you on the spot. That's my business
That's how we
partner.
gotta do it. Take a bunch of people that you know that you could be your accountability partner or vice versa, and you just make it happen. Because when we do these things, it's to challenge ourselves, incorporate greater levels of discipline, and reach higher heights. But it's also to show people that look for us in terms of inspiration that is very, very possible. So I don't mind. I don't mind. I feel very good about myself. I'm very confident in you. Um, it can happen. So we not alone, and you're not alone. So just let me know. We're gonna talk.
Much appreciated. Okay. All right. See, everything happens for a reason, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. Indeed. See, you already knew. I'm telling you. What's
All right.
good? 14 days. Woo! So hold on. Let me look at the calendar. If we were to start, see, I'm about to let's see here. Today's Tuesday. All right. Say we were to start Monday. Next, I might want to just start sooner than that. What if we start Friday? If we were to start Friday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's leading up to my birthday. My birthday is September 25th.
Okay. All right now.
That might actually be a great idea. Fast till my birthday. 14 days.
I only got one question for you, cause we gonna get you there. You fasting with the herbs or what, man? What we doing?
I I'm thinking the fruits and herbs. I'm thinking the fruits and herbs. Um, yeah, but the electric fruits.
Right.
So I'm gonna chill off of the hybrids, cause I mean I do pretty good with with alkaline fruit. I do mangoes. I do avocados. Um, I do watermelons seeded. It's just things like uh, bananas. I don't like the small bananas, the burro bananas.
Mhm.
I love the large bananas. They're so sweet. I could eat them all day. So I just got to get my mind right.
Well, what if I told you that those bananas, right, the ones that you're so accustomed to, those ones. So the things about those is that's diabetes, right? So, but we stay away from those because they are they're high in glyceric acid, right? So I know a lot of times people like to let them sit and wait till they get very, very dark. But the darker they get, the more sugar they get, and that right there, that clogs the pancreas. And when the pancreas is clogged on both sides, that interrupts the flow of insulin through your body, right? And that's where diabetes comes from. So you don't want to do those. You get the burrows, or you get some squash. You get the butternut squash. You put that together with some green apples, some water. You could definitely get some tomatillos. You blend that up, and you good right there. Put some ginger in there so it's easier on the digestive system. You good. I'm gonna give you a bunch of different recipes, whether it be for the drinks or just solid foods. So like I said, when you're going on this journey, you're not alone. I'm gonna throw you that life raft in it to get you where you need to be. You're gonna be all right.
All right, let's do it. 14 days. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it first. I'm going on a 14-day fast. And if I know Star Chat is down, whether you said you're down or you're not, you are in. And whoever else wants to join me, and listen, we here are all about elevation, right? So we're not trying to force anyone, push anyone, judge anyone, right? If you have never fasted and right now a 3-day fast seems crazy for you, listen, start with the 3-day, right? Do something. Start where you are. Yes, Giselle, 14 days. What is good? You've done fasting with us before. Calling you out.
I like that.
Let's go. We are changing lives here, man. This is what we're doing. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have a game that we normally play, right? And I feel like you would be great for this game. I feel like you have electricity, spiritual electricity. And I feel that you would really excel at this game. So, this game is called Color Time. Color Time. Color Time. All right. So for color time, I, the host, will say random colors. And for each color that I say, you will share with the audience what you see in that color, what that color reminds you of. It can be one word, it can be 10 words, it can be a short story. There is no right or wrong answer. It's whatever you see.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, all right, all right. This segment of Color Time is brought to you by Star Child Social. Are you looking for branding? Are you looking for website design? Are you looking for a logo? Are you looking for just marketing and promotion of your business? Well, look no further. Go to starchildsocial.com and they'll hook you up. But make sure you tell them Blaze sent you. Indeed, indeed. All right, so color number one. Let's go with lime green.
Lime green, that's easy. Key limes in nature. That's what I think about when I think about lime green. Key limes in nature. Key limes are definitely very, very important to me since I've been on this health awareness. Key limes have been my favorite. I use them for a multitude of purposes, and I would like to share with you guys a few if you don't mind.
Gotcha.
So I eliminated regular deodorant, like the deodorant that came up on, like the Secrets, the Degree, and so on and so forth, because those were the harmful metals that I was allowing to get into my pores and definitely affect my bloodstream. And then I went to key lime. So what I would do with the key lime is I would take the key lime, cut the key lime, put it in some coconut oil, and just rub it under my armpits. And what that does is, man, listen, it penetrates the skin and it keeps you good because I'm not eating meat or any other harmful toxins or acids, so my body's not producing those smells. Right, I'm moving off my own vibration, right? And so key lime is definitely what I think about when you say lime green. Lime green, I think about vegetation and nature because that's where the food comes from. My food, for that matter, if nature don't make it, I don't take it. So definitely,
Mm,
that's what I
straight
think.
like that. Star Child, we spoke about this, right? Last week or the week before in Toastmasters, right? Key limes and wearing the deodorants that are all harmful that contain the aluminum and all of that. So, how fitting. All right. Color number 2. Let's go with royal blue.
Oh, royal blue. That's just me. My last name is Royal, so that's definitely my color. But when I think about that color, honestly, I think about purpose because me getting into this, it was just about, I guess, being able to walk into my purpose and making a difference. And it's bigger than me, right? All of this is bigger than me. It's about us. All these bottles that you guys see on the table is about us. And legacy, my family's legacy, and living up to that royal name. So definitely. I have a sweater that is a royal blue one of mine that I let the people know that I'm gonna bring it to you right now so you know that I ain't fretting, right? I got a royal blue sweater. And if you can read this, it says that this disease isn't the end, it's the beginning of wellness. So, you know, gotta
Mm,
plug that real
I
quick.
love that saying.
You know,
Disease is not the end, it is the beginning of wellness.
right, so you can see that
Ooh.
right there. So
Ooh.
that's what the royal blue thing goes. So as a messenger of healing and uh health awareness, biomaintenance, that's what royal blue reminds me of.
I love that. I love that. Color number 3, charcoal gray.
Oh man, charcoal gray. Um, a lot of different things come to mind. I want to say the Jordan nines. I want to say that, but in terms of health, I would just say like that just peace. Peace. When you get off on when you go on one of your health sprees, and you ever done mushrooms? If you don't mind me asking, is anybody into
At the
mushrooms?
microdosing?
Yes, yes.
I have not yet.
Oh man, what you waiting for, man? Man.
I'm scared.
Oh man, if you're scared, go to church. But nah.
Facts. Facts.
Mm. But
Yeah.
I think about that because when you microdose, you can see an array of different colors in them. Charcoal red is one of those colors that you definitely may see when you close your eyes and gather your thoughts for real.
Mhm. I've had at least 2 guests on here, season 1 and probably season 3 that were really big into mushrooms, and they sell products and all that. And I've been wanting to tap into it. I've just been hesitant, but maybe for my birthday, maybe we gonna see.
Yeah. I
Maybe
want to
after
ask you
that
a
that
question.
14-day fast.
I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you, man. You them trips that you take, I've done it. I've done it more than once, right? And for somebody like myself, I could honestly say that I've never had alcohol, I've never had marijuana, right? But I've had microdose in the past, and it definitely introduced me to a higher vibration, and it allowed me to experience so much things within that 8 hour window that I was on that trip. I experienced bliss. I
Whoa, wait!
experienced
You had
childlike
an
energy
8-hour trip?
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
See, that's the problem right there. I don't got 8 hours to trip.
Why not? I mean, I wasn't compromised at all. I was functioning, and I
Okay.
was around. The greatest part about that experience, I was around family and loved ones, and I was good. I wasn't compromised at all. I wasn't off balance. I laughed. I smiled as much as I ever did, and I joked. I was just at peace, and I kept asking myself, why do people do all these other hard illicit drugs that compromise them when you have mushrooms? Because unbeknownst to a lot of people, mushrooms are the highest form of food in the food kingdom. So if you have any apprehensions whatsoever, you don't need to, because you got iboga and you got ayahuasca, which is really, really popular nowadays. Those things are transforming people literally and instantaneously. When people get their drugs laced and things like that, and they become strung out, they give you the iboga or the ayahuasca that helps you transform back to your more reproductive self and get your faculties together. So you don't need to be apprehensive at all, you know.
Okay. Final color, color number 5, right? I think so. Final color. Let's go with. I like this color. Let's go with violet.
Ah man, violet. So violet allows me to think of plants. Of course, we plants over pills over here. So I think of plants. I think about the blue vervain and I think about the lavender, right? So those are definitely important. Blue vervain is important. Lavender is important because they have calming effects. Blue vervain is great for the prostate and the central nervous system. That's also another plant that's full of iron. And lavender, not only is it very, very good on the fragrance side, but it's very, very good as far as female reproductive health, and it also soothes the central nervous system. So that's definitely what I think about when I think about violet or purple for that matter.
Mm, indeed, indeed. You did good, sir. This concludes Color Time, episode 76. Indeed, indeed. So, lastly, as we're approaching time, I want for you to share with the people if they have questions, if they want to hop on and do this fast, if they want to do a cleanse, if they want to get these products, how can they get these products? How can they reach you?
If you want to reach me, you can reach me through Instagram. That's just some herbs, JUSTSOMEHERBS with an underscore at the end. You could definitely just reach out to me there. I'm not. I get back to you as soon as possible. It won't take more than one day. I'm very, very easygoing. I'm good to have a conversation with. I give everybody the first 15 minutes as far as the consultation. The first 15 minutes is on the house, right? Because we're a healing firm and we specialize in cleansing and nutrition. But not only that, we have to walk you through step by step what it is you're getting yourself into, because during this process, not only are you going to help yourself, but you're going to save somebody else's life. And that helps us work further to our purpose by redefining ourselves. And it lets me know that I'm approaching my goal, which is to be able to just um, do a bigger service to humanity. And what other ways that through health, because health is definitely our greatest form of currency.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I feel renewed. I feel inspired. This episode was just what I needed. So I thank you for that. In this episode, right, for episode 76, if you missed it, guess what though? You can watch the replay right on YouTube. All right, we ain't hiding from you. We are right there. If you prefer the audio version, all of our episodes are also streamed on those streaming platforms. So this episode will be available tomorrow within 24 hours on your Spotify, on your Breaker, on your Apple Podcasts, right? All of those. So you can stream it on your way to work. You can stream it on your way to school, while you're studying, while you're doing work, right? And get some nourishment, get some wisdom, get some purpose. Yes, yes, indeed. I see a question here, but I think you already answered it. So it says, where can we buy the products? So again, you said to reach you on Instagram, right? Just some herbs underscore. Indeed, indeed. quickly, what is your vision for your company, for your brand? What's your ultimate vision? Where do you see your company in the next few years?
In the next few years, I definitely see us making a bigger impact on the world and the community that I'm a part of, right? Because I feel like this is important for not only the community here where I reside in New York City, but also communities globally. If you notice, a lot of people are going the vegan route, and that's gonna inspire more people to go to a higher level as far as alkalinity is concerned, right? So that's definitely a thing, but my vision is just some herbs being able to spearhead a movement where we're able to see a cleaner planet where people are more in touch with themselves from a spiritual and physical perspective, and also have a greater relationship with Mother Nature.
Indeed, indeed. You're in New York. Were you at the Black Veg Fest?
I sure was, sure was.
We were supposed to go to that too. I forget what happened, but we had plans to go to that.
Will you guys be in vegan there on the 24th?
When it was on the 24th of September?
Yes, yes.
Where?
That's in Randall's Island, right out here off um it neighbors Harlem. But I know that's the day before your birthday. But if you
Yeah.
find the time, come out, man. I'm gonna be with my family, my alkaline amateurs family. We're doing all alkaline food, and you'll love it. So come out.
Okay. We may be out of town, but but we'll chat and see what's up.
Okay.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Man, Ron, just some herbs. I want to thank you so much for your time, man, for your expertise. And I don't fake. I don't fake the funk. I don't just do stuff for the camera, do stuff for the gram. So you all heard it. I'm going to do this 14-day fast. All right. I'm going to elevate my mind, elevate my body, elevate my spirit. And get ready because
Indeed.
on my birthday, if I was all if having the traditional vegan diet, right, full of starch and all that, and I was already seeing colors in my meditation, woo! Get ready for what I'm gonna be seeing on the 25th, man. We in here.
I'm already excited for you, man. I can't wait. You get in touch with me. I'll send you the bottles and we get this thing going for real though, man. But thanks for having me, man. I definitely felt welcome and appreciated. And hopefully this is the first of many conversations. We gotta find a way to keep the ball rolling and just be a part of the change in the greater world, man, a greater, healthier world. For real.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. We ain't stopping here, man. My purpose is to impact lives. So each person I meet who has that similar purpose, who is aligned with their purpose and who's doing things differently to stand out, to make a difference, not just doing it for the money grab, but actually doing it to impact lives.
It's from here. It
Those
all
kind
comes
of
from
people, yeah, those kind of people
here.
you got to keep. So I also encourage you to stick around this month as for this theme of holistic healers. Every Tuesday, I'm bringing on a different holistic healer, and they'll be sharing, their experiences, their story. And I feel overall, this month of September, my birthday month, is going to be a healing month. When you think of September, you're going to think of healing. So, those listening, those watching, if you're going through something right now, you're going through a dark time, a dark season, you're experiencing that valley experience right now. Maybe you're stuck in a situation, maybe you're cloudy and you're just not sure what to choose, who to choose, where to go. All right. We're going to address that this month. So I encourage you, don't miss any episodes for September. This is the month of healing. You heard that from my mouth, straight from above, straight up. Whew. All right. Indeed, indeed. Again, thank you so much for breaking bread with us, man, as we inspire, as we change the world. Thank you again, all my listeners, and stay tuned. This was the Blaze the Lion podcast. As I've always ended my podcast, plants over pills,
Yep.
peace and love.
Peace and love. Thank you.